One Good Lie by Jane Isaac. Read by Stephanie Racine. In memory of Terry Lloyd, a wonderful character and sadly missed. Also for his dear wife, Dell, a treasured family friend. Prologue. She wakes to darkness, a sweet, earthy smell she can't place. A weight covers her eyes, pressing down. Pain. It spikes her temple as she shakes her head. She tries to lift a hand, to free her face, and falters. Her hands are tied in front of her, her ankles bound together. Terror grips her. She tosses her head from side to side. Help! She stretches out the word, her voice splintering as it grows louder. Cold air penetrates her bare arms. It's soft and lumpy beneath her, not a bed as such, more like covers strewn together on an uneven floor. The ridges and folds of a blanket dig into her back. An engine drones in the distance. A car. No, a train. She calls out again, louder, screaming and screeching as it passes. Her voice is weakening now. She wades through the fog in her brain, snags her most recent memory. At home. Checking the door locks, the windows, double-checking them. Catching her toe on the loose carpet at the bottom of the stairs as she ascends. Hanging her robe on the back of her bedroom door, switching off her bedside light. The images fade. Loose fragments of memory break off. She grabs at them, but they dance on the periphery, just out of reach. The click of a lock. The air nearby displaces. Someone's entered the room. She flinches, every fibre of her body on hyper alert. Hello? The voice is familiar. The realization that follows sickens her to the pit of her stomach. And then she knows. Her worst fears finally realized. It was you. Chapter 1. 9 days earlier. Sophie was sitting in her car, waiting at the traffic lights when she spotted the woman in the yellow shirt cross the road. Auburn hair tied into a messy half ponytail at the nape of her neck, long-limbed and svelte, she swept across the tarmac with the grace of a swan. For a moment, Sophie forgot herself. Her heart soared. She reached forward to tap the window. The woman turned, and Sophie froze, her arm suspended in mid-air. The blast of a car horn brought Sophie to her senses. The lights had changed. She swallowed, slipped into first gear, and pulled off. Glancing in her rearview mirror just in time to see the driver in the Volkswagen behind her, tapping his temple with his forefinger. Ignore him. Concentrate on the road. You're almost home. But she couldn't, her vision already blurring. She indicated, steered into the next side street and pulled over. She parked at the curbside, turning off the engine. Closed her eyes, clutching the steering wheel, focusing on her breaths. Long and slow. Almost a year had passed, yet everywhere she looked, she still saw her. In the woman on the bus reading a book, hair pinned back from her face, Calvin Klein glasses perched on the end of her nose. The glamorous mother swanning down the aisle at the supermarket. The lady in white denims walking her dog in the park. There was a time when Auburn, or Ginger as the kids at school called it, was a rarity. Now everyone wanted to look like Nicole Kidman or Gillian Anderson in The X-Files, and the world was awash with Titian tresses. Sophie absently stroked the curls resting on her shoulder. Few were naturally red, like Aileen and her. She'd been so proud of her mother as a child. Aileen McBride stood out at parents' evening, always smartly dressed, hair glossy and freshly groomed. Smooth, porcelain skin. She wasn't pretty, not in the traditional sense, but there was an elegance about her. People used to say she could wear a sack and make it sparkle. Used to. She was everywhere, and yet she was gone. Murdered by her partner in the kitchen at the back of her shop, the papers reported after the trial. Strangled. Strangled in a fit of jealous rage, the crime scene littered with his DNA. Yet Colin Halliday still pleaded not guilty, drawing out the legal process, subjecting the family to the added trauma of a trial that dredged up all the gruesome details. Colin Halliday. A year ago, he was sitting at their dinner table, sporting a lopsided smile while they laughed at his cheesy jokes. The memory made her recoil. Today was her mother's birthday. Aileen McBride would have been 48. They should have been out shopping together now, choosing an outfit each for a family dinner tonight. Her phone buzzed. Sis flashed up on the screen. Sophie looked at it for a couple of seconds before she answered. Hi, Ruby. Where are you, Soph? I'm at yours. I just popped out to get a few bits. What for? The caterers will be here in an hour. Sophie turned sheepishly to the array of carrier bags stacked on the back seat. They'd never had a proper funeral. When the police eventually released the body, they were all still in shock, navigating each day as if it were their first, concentrating on putting one foot in front of the other, too numb to make wide sweeping arrangements. A small service ensued with close family. A burial. No wake to speak of. Just some crisps and drinks, she said. Nothing much. An exasperated sigh winged down the line. Ruby hadn't welcomed a fuss. Once the court case was over, she'd wanted to put it behind her. But their mother had lived in Market Deaton for most of her adult life. She owned a small boutique off High Street, was popular in the town. She deserved a proper send-off. It'll be fine, really, Sophie said. I'm on my way back now. I'll see you in a few minutes. She cut the call and leaned back into the headrest. If she closed her eyes, she could still see Colin in court on the day he was sentenced. 2 weeks ago, it was, and still so fresh in her mind, it felt like yesterday. The oak-panelled courtroom, his elevated position in the dock, the sheet of glass that separated him from the rest of the room. He stared straight ahead, his face fixed like waxwork, unblinking as the judge gave him a life sentence, recommending he serve a minimum of 15 years. Sophie eased forward and turned over the engine. Aileen McBride would never enjoy another birthday with her girls, never watch her grandchildren grow and flourish. They couldn't turn back the clock and save her from the pain of a violent death. But they could throw her the celebration of life she deserved. A memorial service, a proper wake, at home as she would have wanted. It was fitting to do it on her birthday, with her friends present. And it was the least she could do. Because if it wasn't for Sophie, her mother would still be alive. Chapter 2. Ruby stood beside the fireplace, and watched the men and women sprawled over her late mother's sofas launch into another
Sample complete. Ready to continue?